So the third one is, which takes between 1 to 3 years, and that is like English test. Now, okay, that depends a lot from person to person and what type of life circumstances and situation, responsibilities, and other things that person has. So I think like if you are a high school student and you are somehow maybe working and you have a lot to do, you cannot maybe prepare for TOEFL test like in 2 months. Okay, you can prepare if you have a very strong English knowledge, like before that is a base. You can do that. I personally prepared for an English test 2 days, because I said that I learned English when I was very little, and so during this all 10 or more than 12 or 13 years, I have been speaking English and I have been interacting with people in English. And so English is very important in Sweden. People can speak, like 99% of people, they speak English like fluently, maybe 95%, not to exaggerate. So I have been having like English quite roughly like a strong base from the beginning in year 4, so I did not have to prepare a lot. So now English test can be like TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, and CAE, which is Cambridge Advanced for English test. So the question is that what score is a good score for US universities and colleges? That depends a lot from school to school. If you want to apply to the top US schools like maybe Princeton, Yale, and Columbia, and Pennsylvania, Brown, they say that you must have a minimum of 100 TOEFL score, and that will be like almost 7 bands on IELTS and 120 on Duolingo. But there are some other US schools that they say like a TOEFL score of 90 or 85 is good for that school. So this is really important that you search and you know that what TOEFL score is required by those schools. About the fee and the price, so it is also something that good to take into consideration. So TOEFL costs like between 200 to 300, depends on which country you take, and that's the same with the IELTS, like between 250 to 350 US dollar. And Duolingo, that is very cheap compared to those two others, that the Duolingo costs like $50. And the next thing that you should know about is that about the test location or convenience. So Duolingo is only taken online. You don't take Duolingo in any test center. You take it only online, which is very good. You can take it anytime. On the other hand, TOEFL is both. You can either take in a test center or online, which is home edition. But until today or until now, IELTS is only taken into a test center. So you cannot take IELTS online, which is really a big issue, especially during a pandemic. And about the difficulty of those tests, that is debatable. Sorry, that is debatable, like which one is difficult. So I personally think Duolingo is a bit easier. Just for sake of information, okay, I took a Duolingo test and I prepared myself just for 1 to 2 days, and I scored 135 from 160, which is just okay. So not too very high at the same time, not too low score or bad score. So about the standardized tests like SAT or SAT, they are like similar to the Concord exam of Afghanistan. So SAT is like in SAT you have English, math, science, and reading. And the US top schools, okay, the perfect score or the complete score on SAT is 36. So the best, like the very intelligent students in US top high schools, I mean Ivy League schools and Princeton. When I say top schools, so you should think about the top 10 or top 15 US schools. So the students, they score like between 33 to 36. That's really a very high score. And SAT, that's math, writing and languages, and reading. So the perfect score is 160. Before that was 2,400, but now they have changed. So that's 160. And the top schools students, they should score like 1,500 or 1,516, somehow like that. So yes, that's somehow I sorry this I have written IELTS here, so that's just I don't know why I have written, so just ignore that. IELTS has nothing to do here. And one thing which is really important, okay, the SAT or SAT test, due to the pandemic, it has been optional, and I did not give the SAT test because it is really important that you should evaluate and you should see that what how much time you have and what things you have to make it strong. For me, because I did a research that SAT was optional, and I did not have like enough time to prepare for that because I did not know what SAT was. And in Sweden, SAT is just unknown. So I said that I cannot put like much time on SAT just on one test because, and I was maybe quite sure that maybe I will not score like extremely great. So therefore I said that it's good to put my time on other things that I think that I can do better. So, and SAT is optional, like Harvard, they have put SAT test optional until 2025. So you can again do search about schools that, which schools still have this as a SAT optional. So that's something you have to know about it. So the second thing is about the third category, which takes between 1.5 year to 1.5 year, and that is like the Common App. So when you apply to the US colleges and universities, either you apply through Common App. This is the website of Common App, and here that you see that those are ticked. So I applied through Common App, and there are like 7 categories or areas that you have to fill all those questions and answer those questions in order to send your Common App. So yeah, on Common App, you can list between the maximum of universities that can be 20. So you cannot apply more than 20 universities or colleges through Common App. So I applied through Common App, and most of students, they apply through Common App. So therefore I have a lot of knowledge and information about Common App, and I can say with full authority and assurance about Common App. Unfortunately, I don't know too much about Coalition App, and therefore I'm not going to talk about this either. So I think you should also apply through Common App. So that's quite like interesting, lovely, and also easy, and also helpful. So the second thing is about your personal statement. Now, personal statement, okay. So if you can see my Common App, there is a section which is written writing, and writing is that section you write your personal statement. What's a personal statement? Personal statement is a story about you, a story that should be, so these things are very important, okay? Your personal statement should not be more than 650 words, okay? And there are 7 prompts or choices or alternatives that you can write your personal statement about. So the first one is here, which I also chose this one, which was about write about my background or personal interest, and the second one is to write about that any time that you were challenged by someone, or the third prompt is to write about that someone who helped you and you are grateful and you express your gratitude for that person, and it goes on. So like people that I have known, they mostly write about the first prompt, which is a very wide and big prompt, and you can write almost like about everything. If you have like an interest, you're about background and anything. So now this is the most important thing to keep in mind. You must not cheat on any part of your application. I cannot stress it enough how it is important to be honest, genuine, and like just sincere. If you cheat, if your personal statement or any other part of your application is written by someone else, I will guarantee you, if the admission officers they find it out, they will disqualify you. Just keep it in mind, okay? Only per year, the admission officers of US colleges and universities, they read between 30,000 to 60,000 applications. So per year, they read like 60,000 personal statements. and multiply that by 10 years. How many personal statements can they read? So they really know if you cheat. If you cheat, they will catch it. They will catch it. And therefore, this is really important that your personal statement or any part of that should be reflective, thoughtful, and genuine and honest. So whenever you write, okay, keep these 3 adjectives in mind. So the next thing is start your personal statement writing as soon as possible. Write about anything that you think it shows like a very good potential or a very good academic performance in you. So everything that you have, compare them with those 7 prompts and write about one of them. I personally started writing my personal statement like last year in February or March, because that was the only thing that I could start writing, except also doing my research about US colleges and universities. That's really good to do that, okay? So do that, and maybe, so put all potentials in your personal statement. So this is also very important, that try to write as much about yourself, as a strong version of yourself, as great achievement of yourself and your personal statement as possible. But don't forget to save for other parts of the common of your application process. So now, don't write about what schools you want to apply. Don't write what program you want to apply. Touch them, but save them, because when you go to answering the US universities questions, there will be tons of questions that they will ask you. So I will go towards that just in a second. So that's about the personal statement and about the Common App, okay?